So I feel like a cup of coffee should just be my thing now. Like, it doesn't have to be an over-caffeinated thing. That could be a thing. Leave me a comment below if you think that could be a thing. And then, like, you could send me mugs and shit. That'll be a thing! Anyway, today's video is going to be the second edition of my summer road trip playlist. I did one last summer, and you can watch it right here, because I quite like it. I seemed to get a lot of really good response to that video last year. I was like, I could do another one. So I have the playlist here on my phone, and I'm just going to be sharing some of the songs with you. I won't probably talk in depth about all of them because there are 55 of them. As you know, I can talk for a really long time about music. Track number 1, Until We Get There by Lucius. And I've already talked about how much I love Lucius, because they're great and wonderful. And this track was actually in the season 2 finale of New Girl, when, like, Winston had his birthday and everybody forgot it. It's just like a good way to start it off. Here we go. Track number 2 is Tongue Behind My Teeth by the Staves, and a very dear subscriber, Maria, actually sent this to me, sent me a video of the Staves on my Facebook page, because she had just discovered them and she's like, oh my gosh, I need to tell Abby about this band, and I quite like them. They are like First Aid Kit-ish, kind of folky girl vocals, but they're British. It's really, really lovely and really, really pretty. Number 3 is Redemption Song by Builders and the Butchers. It's like upbeat gothic folk music. Hell yeah. Number 4 is Owl's Talons Clenching My Heart by Pause. Those boys are clenching my heart. Not with their talons, but with their music. Number 5 is Water Fountain by Tune Yards. And this song is so fucking cool. It's like claps and drums and fucking cool vocals and about a water fountain. So yeah. Number 6 is Fever by the Black Keys, because I always love new Black Keys music, and Fever is pretty dope, and it's been really hot lately, so it's a really good song for it, because basically I felt like I had a fever. Also just an excuse to put a Black Keys song on a playlist, like. Number 7 is When We Were Alive by the Thermals, and I love this song so much. I love the Thermals. I basically realized that my summer playlist was like half folk music and half like angsty punk music, which is awesome, because it's like, that is summertime to me. Yeah. Next we have DC Comics and Chocolate Milkshake by Art Brut. I love Eddie Argos so much as a songwriter, as a Twitterer, as a also fan of We Are Scientists. There was one time when we had a short conversation on Twitter. Yeah. Next we have Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac, because it's one of my favorite Fleetwood Mac songs, and Fleetwood Mac is like constantly road trip music for me. It builds and it feels good, and you can sing along to it either in the car or walking down the street if you don't care that people are gonna look at you if you're walking down the street singing along to a song in your headphones. Next we have Old Town Blues by Boy and Bear. Boy and Bear just constantly remind me of summertime, even though when I first discovered them it was winter, but it was summer in Australia when I was there, and apparently my friend Chris Orlowski toured with them and I didn't even know this. Good shit, good shit. Next we have I Was Made by Sam Miller, because he's my pal and it's a really good song, and there's like trumpet and like violin and like, not banjo, but it's such a hard way to it's really hard to describe this song. You just have to hear it to like get it. Next we have Shake by The Head and the Heart, and this was the song that I was listening to in my car that made me realize summer playlist has to happen right now. This song basically is about a summer fling that you're like, do I regret having this? I don't know if it should happen, but I won't forget it and I still love it, and it's something that I wish I had. Also, The Head and Heart, I love them so much because my picture is going to be going up in the show box in September. Next we have Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town by Pearl Jam. There's a good chance you know this song, you just don't know it by name, because it's a really fucking stupid name for a song. It's one of those kind of like Sweet Caroline that you like just sing along to and everybody knows it. Give me some Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam all the time. Next we have Road Regrets by Dan Mangan, and I love Dan Mangan so much. And this song is literally about driving on a road long distances. So I'm like, I'm predictable. And he's Canadian! This song will forever remind me of the road trip on the way home from VidCon in Vegas. Next is Fake Empire Remix by Ryan Lewis. This was on Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's Versus remix album, where they did a bunch of like Ryan's remixes, and then they had a bunch of other MCs come in and do remixes of Macklemore songs on one album. I love this album so much, like it's so good. And Fake Empire is a remix of obviously the Nationals song, and I used it in my first Thoughts from Sasquatch video, and it warms my heart, soul. It'll make you feel things. It will. Next we have Lower Your Eyelids to Die with the Sun by abb3rz07. Another song that makes you feel shit. Oh, no lyrics at all, but I also used this one in one of my Thoughts from Sasquatch videos. I think this was the second one I did. Next we have June Hymn by the Decemberists. There's June in the fucking title. And it's pretty folk music that you would listen to in the park and write a book, read a book, ride a bike. I do all the things in the summertime. It just makes me think of like walking through Portland in the sun. It makes me think of Music Fest, but I can't go to Music Fest, and I'm really sad. I love the Decemberists. Next is Summertime by Girls, because that's predictable and cliche. Good song though. Then we have It All Feels Right by Washed Out, because this song just makes me think of like sprinklers and just dancing around in like hippie clothes. I don't know. Then we have even more predictability with Summertime Clothes by Animal Collective, that literally includes a sample of children running in like a sprinkler at the beginning. Yeah. Next is Theme from Carjack Fever by Harvey Danger. This was off King James version, their second album, and it's wildly underrated. This is one of those like angry, angsty, like punky songs. Yay, Harvey Danger. Next we have Night Runners by Ravenna Woods, because I had to include a song by my pals. They're over there, back there. You can see them? Maybe? There's Brantley and Sam and Chris and Matt. Nick's not in that picture, but whatever. Gloomy Dark Horse Indie Folk Punkers. Next is Forever by Haim, because I had to include at least one Haim song. There's 2 Haim songs on this playlist. Then we have Sunshine of Your Love by Cream, because I love the School of Rock soundtrack. What am I doing? I don't know. Classic rock is classic for a reason. Good song. Cream is real good. Next we have Nightwater Girlfriend by Someone Still Loves You, Boris Yeltsin. One of my other favorite friend pal bands. I love those guys a lot. The music video for it is quite adorable, and it just shows you how ridiculous those guys are and why I like them so much. Next we have The Sound of Settling by Death Cab for Cutie, because this album was the best Death Cab for Cutie album. It's a song that everybody knows, it's a song that everybody wants to dance to, it's a song that makes everybody feel nostalgic for like 2003. This song came out 11 years ago. I've got a hunger, twisting my stomach into knots. Next we have Plus 81 by Deerhoof, and this song is so fucking weird, okay? It's a fucking weird song. This was probably like the first like bizarro band I got into back in high school. A couple of my friends on the newspaper were really into Deerhoof, and I was like, what is this? I associate Deerhoof with salad fingers, because that was the same time that I got into those things. Literally they have nothing to do with each other, but in my mind they do. I'll put a link to Salad Fingers below too if you have absolutely no fucking idea what I'm talking about. And I'm warning you, it's kind of creepy. A little bit. Actually a lot creepy. Next we have Nothing Ever Happened by Deer Hunter, and honestly I didn't even mean to have Deerhoof and Deer Hunter right after another, but this song, Bradford Cox did a really, really long, drawn-out version of it when they opened for Spoon like 4 years ago at the Moore. That was the show that I inexplicably got a backstage pass to for no reason. Next we have Boys in the Band by the Libertines, because the Libertines played a show recently. Are they getting back together? Is that a thing? Pete and Carl? Boys in the Band, this album Up the Bracket is like literally one of the most flawless albums I've ever heard in my life. This song just makes me want to dance. Makes me want to dance, and makes me want to go back in time and like be Andrew Kendall's apprentice when he was just photographing the libertines at like little venues, and it was really like really intimate and everything, and like my favorite photos ever taken and stuff. I'll put a link to my favorite pictures. Next we have Mind Your Manners by Pearl Jam, because another loud and angry and angsty and just fucking punky. This song is so good off Lightning Bolt. It is the most like out of place though, which is so cool. And when they performed it last year at the Key Arena, it was... Eddie still got it, okay? Eddie still got it. This song is a perfect example of how he's still able to do it and just get mad. Next is Making Time by Creation from the Rushmore soundtrack, because all of Wes Anderson's film soundtracks are flawless. Dun, 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 dun. Next we have The Way We Get By Spoon. I don't get to see them at Block Party this weekend and I'm really sad. And I don't get to see them at Music Fest and I'm really sad. And I love Spoon. Next is Section at City by Andrew Bird, because it's so pretty and weird and just like multi-layered, pretty, folk, violin, more Art Brut. We got Good Weekend because everybody wants a good weekend. I love Art Brut, they're far underrated. Next is Don't Blow It by We Are Scientists off TV en Francais. There's no excuse that I need to put a We Are Scientists song on a playlist, because it's We Are Scientists. Next is Expectations by Belle and Sebastian. This is on the Juno soundtrack, and I realized I don't really have a lot of Belle and Sebastian on my iTunes, but I know their music so well. I love Belle and Sebastian, and I love like the juxtaposition of like the lyrics with the music that don't necessarily make sense together, but they do make sense together. Next we have Penny on the Train Track by Ben Queller. I'm just a penny on the train track, waiting for my judgment day. Come on, baby girl, let me see those legs before I get flattened away. It's a sunny fucking song. I'm just not even explaining things anymore. I'm just explaining them through my body movements. I'm just like, ah. Apparently I'm going through all these songs. Stars and Suns by Broken Social Scene, because Broken Social Scene is forever perfect and wonderful. Now we have Start Again by Blake Lewis, because gotta have a dance song on here. And apparently Blake Lewis is playing at like Chop Suey coming up soon. A thing for Marco Collins, which I'm stoked for because I've always wanted to meet him. Both Marco Collins and Blake Lewis. You probably have no idea who Marco Collins is, but if you don't, the thing. This album is really awesome. Portrait of Chameleon, by the way. Evident Utensil by Chairlift. Again, a song that reminds me of a specific time in my life when me and Adrian and this is what Evident Utensil reminds me of. This time, can I get it out? Can I do it? No. With Aaron Fenning, this man right here that you can't really see, he was in Chairlift, and this song is fucking ridiculous. Literally a lyric, the most evident utensil is none other than a pencil. Okay. We have Prince Charming by Adam and the Ants, the angstiest of 80s British punk rock. When You Love Somebody by Fruit Bats. This song was in Youth in Revolt, that movie with Michael Cera when he wasn't like a predictable person. I feel like just like songs in indie film soundtracks are just like summer, cool. Then we have All My People by Chris Olowski. It's super uplifting and shit. Then we have A Pillar of Salt by the Thermals. My favorite Thermal song ever made. Makes me want to dance and mosh, and I'm not even a mosh person. Then we have Let Me Go by Haim, because it's the girliest girl power ever. You know I'm not one for leaving. Then, this was a last minute addition, Lazaretto by Jack White, because Jack White is the sassiest of men. I love Jack White. Then we have The Age of the Understatement by Last Shadow Puppets, and this was Alex Turner's side project when Arctic Monkeys were like not making music back in 2009 with Miles Kane, and I love it because I love Miles Kane and I love Alex Turner, so them together is like bam. Last Shadow Puppets actually really rubbed off on Alex when the Arctic Monkeys went and did Humbug. You can really kind of see like the correlation between Last Shadow Puppets and Arctic Monkeys after that point, which is great. We have Hopeless Wanderer by Mumford & Sons, because I have to put a Mumford & Sons song on here because reasons. And this music video is like the greatest thing to ever grace YouTube. One of them, at least, because Will Forte and Jason Bateman and Jason Sudeikis and Ed Helms. Then we're getting down to the last 6, 7. Gone by The Head and the Heart. It makes me want to cry because there's like fucking accordion and pretty music, and the accordion always just makes me think of like Amelie and like sad French things. So this song is like that too. Jonathan's voice is just Then we have Make It Easy by We Are Scientists, another heart-wrencher, but also like angsty. That whole album is just like heart-wrenchingly angsty because Keith was in the midst of a breakup, so it was like, but it's the best album since Brain Thrust Mastery. Then we have Time to Pretend by MGMT because it makes me want to dance. It makes me think of the finale of the first season of Skins. Remember that show? It was really good. Then we have The Way You Remember Me by St. Lucia because I'm just not explaining things anymore. Don't Change by INXS because they're like the old school version of St. Lucia. Seriously, like the lead singer of St. Lucia sounds so much like Michael Hutchence, it's kind of crazy. This is one of my favorite INXS songs, and INXS was a far underrated band, and Don't Change is just like an anthem. It's super anthemic, and that is what I think of when I think of summer music. It's either like really chill, folk, pretty shit, or like anthemic and angsty. Last 2 songs. We have School's Out by Alice Cooper because I am a cliche, because school is out. Sam met Alice Cooper. That was pretty cool. And now, on to the last song. I really hope that I didn't put the last song, like a bad song at the end. Nope, perfect. It is the Sundogs 2, Coda, by Rose Windows, and Rose Windows is in Europe right now touring. This song is the one, like, really kind of low-key and pretty shit, and it just shows off Rabia's, like, softer voice, and it's super gorgeous. That whole album is just, like, summer Burning Man ridiculousness, but this song specifically, I've really been enjoying. Those are all the songs on the playlist. Summer playlist. I didn't think I was gonna share all 55 of them, but apparently I did. So enjoy all those songs, you guys. I really love putting together playlists and mixtapes for people, and if I get a chance to share them with y'all, I'm always happy. I've included an 8 tracks playlist below, no Spotify though, because I kind of hate Spotify and it's super annoying to use. But I will try to find as many songs as I can to put on a YouTube video playlist, so you can just like play through the videos instead of going to like a separate website. I hope you guys like the songs as much as I do, and I'm gonna go eat dinner and see you guys in my next video. Also, there's no song of the day because there's 55. See you guys on Saturday. Bye!